After a big win at home against the LA Rams, the Chicago Bears move on now in Week 5 and take on the Carolina Panthers. So let's talk about this, people. What is going on? Y'all, Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, hit that subscribe button down below. That is the best way to support me in the channel. Helps me out a lot when you do so. Hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. I'm here to give you guys, as I always do every single week, my preview and my prediction for the Bears matchup this week against the Carolina Panthers. We got a lot to talk about, so let's hop right into it. All right, first things first, do want to just say I apologize if my voice sounds a little hoarse. I am under the weather. It is that time of the year, man. It is that time of the year. Yep. But, you know, the grind don't stop. We got to keep pushing through. That's what we're going to do here. We'll start with the numbers. The Bears are favored in this game, as they should be, by 3.5 points. So that is the line for the Bears in this one. The over-under is set at 41.5. So just like most of the Bears game, they've been pretty low in terms of the over-under. And I think that's a fair line here with the 3.5. I probably would have expected a little bit more, actually, but the Panthers have been playing well, and I will talk about that. So let's start with the Panthers, okay? So the Panthers, obviously, once they benched Bryce Young after Week 2, they went to Andy Dalton, former Bears quarterback Andy Dalton, by the way, and Andy Dalton just brought life back into that Panthers team. Both offensively and defensively, like the entire team got life, got juice from Andy Dalton starting, and they won their first game of the year. They beat the Raiders, and then this past week, they lost to the Bengals, but man, did they put up a fight. All right, so Andy Dalton has this team playing really solid football. So prior, to Andy Dalton starting, if it was still Bryce Young, I probably would have looked at this game and said, if the Bears lose this, that will be pathetic because this should be an easy dub. Not so much. You can't overlook the Panthers now because Dalton is balling. He is not the beige water pistol, people. This is the red rifle we're talking about here, okay? He has been averaging over the past 2 starts that since he's been in the lineup, 270 passing yards a game, 5 touchdowns to just 1 interception, total of 539 yards, passing yards. So he has been very solid. The Panthers defense, not so much. They are still pretty bad, 20th overall defensively, 29th against the run, 19th against pass. So they're worse against the run than they are against the pass. A couple other items to hit on here. Chuba Hubbard has been a man on a mission these past 2 games with Andy Dalton starting back-to-back 100-yard games for him. He's been really impressive. And then the main weapon that also has gotten some life is Deontay Johnson, who they signed in free agency, and he's been balling out with Andy Dalton. So he is somebody to keep an eye on. Adam Thielen, their second receiver, he went on IR with, I believe it was a hamstring injury, so he's not going to be available for this game. So they've got the rookie receiver they drafted this past year in Xavier Legette. He's going to be their number 2, and then you got a bunch of guys after him, Jonathan Mingo, what have you. So that's essentially the gist of how this Panthers offense is shaping up. So let me start with my first key here, and we're going to be talking about the Bears defense here. The Bears defense is very solid, right? So when I'm taking a look at the Panthers, and I'm taking a look at, how do we stop this Panthers team, I just talked all this good stuff about Andy Dalton, right? Well, to me, I think the underrated part of this whole thing has been Chuba Hubbard. Our Chuba Hubbard is, to me, the guy that can probably hurt us more than Andy Dalton. And that's because our secondary is elite, right? The best of the best, I would say, at the top of the NFL right now. And so our run defense, which is pretty pedestrian, I think it's 18th overall, that's where we can get hurt. So if the Panthers are smart, they're going to run the football with Chuba Hubbard. And last week with the Rams, I thought, hey, they're definitely going to run the football against us because they don't have any of the receivers, right? And Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. I didn't think Kyren Williams was going to go ahead and, have as many yards as he did. I think his rushing prop was at like 76. He ended up having like 94 rushing yards, folks. So this Bears run defense is very vulnerable, which is bad news, right, for us because Chuba Hubbard is balling. And if he has another 100-yard game on the ground, that is going to be big trouble for the Bears. That's how they lose this game, by Chuba Hubbard. They lose this game more with Chuba rushing for 100 than Andy Dalton throwing for 300 because the first is way more possible than the second. All right. So that's why I'm saying the key will be to stop the Bengals. Excuse me. Why do I keep saying the Bengals? Stop the Panthers' rushing attack. All right. The second key in this game is going to be for the Bears offense, and that is going to be let's continue to play the complementary football that we played last week against the Rams. All right. Panthers are pretty bad defensively overall. Obviously, I said they're bad against the run in the pass. So you would think, hey, Faiz, you're going to say run with DeAndre Swift. He had a fantastic game last week, right? Sure. Yes, definitely involve DeAndre Swift, get him going. Let's see if he can continue off of that big game last week. But more so than that, I like the complementary football we played last week, right? A good mix of the pass and the run. Caleb had 23 pass attempts. We had 28 rush attempts, right? And like I mentioned in the preview video last week, I don't want DeAndre Swift, even off that incredible game, to have 20 carries. He should get mixed in with Roshan. Roshan should get about 7 to 10 carries and sprinkle in a little Khalil Herbert there, but it should be a committee, and we should go ahead and keep the Panthers guessing here as far as how we're going to do. We don't need Caleb to drop back 50 times. We shouldn't have to. If Caleb's dropping back 50 times in this game, that means we're down, and that's bad news. So to me, I trust our secondary to keep Andy Dalton in check. And honestly, folks, the key with Andy Dalton is just going to be get pressure in his face because he's a sitting duck in the pocket. He's not going to beat you with his legs. So if our pass rush can show up here, and Javon Dexter has been pretty good, yeah, I like our chances there. And so to me, offensively, just kind of go with some continuity with the complementary football here. Shane Waldron, let's just, continue to have Caleb play some smart football here. Let's keep the play calling very much so in check in terms of, how we did it last week. Look, I would say the one thing with the play calling for Shane Waldron, he needs to continue to attack vertically. All right, the horizontal screen game, every once in a while, yeah, you can sprinkle it in, but every single time, I kid you not, we attack vertically, Caleb throws down the field, whether it's left, right, middle, we have success. And so I want us to continue to do that, attack vertically. That's what the play calling should be about, not a lot of these horizontal screen passes or screen plays. So overall, that is essentially what I want the Chicago Bears to do. So overall, to me, I think this is a very winnable game, even against a Panthers team that's playing better. I think our defense can stop this offense. As long as we don't let Chuba Hubbard go crazy here, I like our chances. And this Bears offense will be able to put up some points here. I'm going to give them a little bit more love here against a pretty bad defense. Let's get the Bears to a dub here because I have them winning this football game by a final score of 28-17 and moving to 3-2 after 5 weeks. So let me know what you guys think, man. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.